Hi, I'm Carolyn Stephenson, owner and sales director of the Huntsville Event Magazine and the Huntsville Business Journal. We would like to take action to help individuals and businesses in our community in a safe way. This interview series will introduce you to companies that partner with us to highlight so many nonprofits in our area. Today, I would like to introduce you to Daniel Laboudiere, who is the director of the Jackson Center. Thank you for joining us today, Daniel.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to start off by asking you if you could tell me a little bit more about the Jackson Center and what you do.
Okay. We are a standalone conference center on the campus of Hudson Alpha Bio campus. We are an event center. We do events up to 560 plated dinners. We can do receptions to about 1,100, small meetings, weddings, graduations, educational, just anything that can fit in the building. But we're full service. We, china glass, silverware, plate to serve meals, meetings and conferences, everything. I mean, if it can fit in the building, this is what we do.
And how long have you been with the Jackson Center?
I've been here 6 years.
Wow. Could you tell me a little bit more about your career in hospitality?
Yeah, it's a long-standing career. It found me. I didn't find it. I started in this industry as a dishwasher almost 30 years ago.
Wow.
And and worked my way up through every aspect of food and beverage in the hotel conference centers. I worked at the Hilton downtown, Von Braun Center. Worked my way all the way up to the general manager at the Marriott by the Space and Rocket Center. I was over there for 14 years, and then I came over here. But it's been a great thing. I mean, I love this industry. I mean, I've been a part of it for a long time.
Right.
It's funny when you think back on that. Yeah.
It is. It's fascinating to look back and go, wow, 30 years.
Well, it's fascinating, and also going, 30 years. Okay. I started in it when I was 5. But being in the Hospitality Association, the State Hospitality Association, all the different areas of the hospitality. So, and sales, marketing. If there was a position in a hotel, it was something that I wanted to learn. And so I felt like that was the right way to go.
Right. That's fascinating. That is truly fascinating. As and you're good at what you do. You're very good at what you do. So, and I think about all the people that you probably met here in Huntsville just from what you do.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've served governors and presidents and I mean, it's the people, actors and actresses, and being in the hotel business, it just kind of all those folks that you see, we're the ones taking care of them behind the scenes.
Exactly. I'm going to shift our conversation to ask you a little bit about how you've been dealing with COVID-19. I know that you've been able to reopen.
As of last week.
Last week. What are some of the special measures that you've had to put in place for your business, or ways that you've had to adapt with the current situation?
Well, so probably we started curbside. We took about 3 weeks off when the governor shut us down. and pulled the plug and said, you can't be open, can't do anything.
Right.
So we took a very conservative approach to it and said, okay, for the next 3 weeks, we're just wait and see. And we're going to make sure that, I wanted to make sure that my people were safe. I wanted to make sure that if we could come back, that there was enough time, with that 14 days, that I wouldn't be giving or spreading virus around. So I had a very small select group of employees that I knew I was going to be bringing back, ones that I could trust that would do the quarantine. And then the others, I would just kind of wait and see how that worked out. I paid all my people since we shut down. So even if I didn't bring them back, they were getting a full check.
Wow.
So it's been a financial burden, huge. And I know I'm dancing around and probably going back and forth, but so we started with curbside about 3 weeks after. And so we do that Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we do about 20, 30 orders a day. And it's a family style dinners. It's been
Very good too. We've ordered and very good.
Absolutely. We appreciated that. You were one of the first to order on that first week,
Amazing.
I believe. And then, so, through that whole process, it just kind of, my people wanting to come back to work. They're bored at home. It was literally, it's not like I was paying them to stay home.
Right.
But they're like, please, I want to come back. I want to, this is just, so because I have a tight knit of my JC family here that, they love what they do. It's different. This has been the best career, best job that I've ever had. And ever since I started here, I never went to work. It's just something that I believe in. And I tried to take everything that I learned through all of my years and create a workplace environment that people would be happy to come to. It was taking aspects of everything I learned at all the different locations I've been to create this. And, we've gone up year over year in sales by 15 to 30%.
That's amazing.
And it's with our reputation and how we take care of folks.
Right.
But, as far as, all the different things, we're, the gloves, the sanitizers, the face masks that you have to, all of those things are in place. Signage that, the CDC and the health department, all those guidelines is stuff that we're adhering to. And that has changed. That's probably the least fun part about this, is trying to keep up with all those changes, because every day it does change again.
Right. I noticed when we were there last week, I felt very comfortable in the fact that it was very clean. Everybody had a mask on. Everybody's encouraged to wash their hands, or there's hand sanitizer that is accessible. I noticed that someone was cleaning the door, just constantly cleaning the door to make sure that everything was clean after it was used. So I felt very comfortable, and I'm very aware of what's going on, and I'm being careful myself. Of course I don't want to get the virus, but it was great to go out and see the measures that you had taken to keep everybody safe. Everything was handled in a very professional way. So I just wanted to let you know that was how I felt about it in terms of the soft opening last week.
Well, thank you. And so that's the thing that we have going for us, is that we
Mhm.
have the space. We
Right.
have this amazing large conference center that we can space people out, where getting back to business and getting back to meetings where you have 100 or 200 people,
Mhm.
yes, we could do 600, but now, we can do a diagram up and put in 100 people or 150 people or however many people we need to do and get that social distancing in there.
Mhm.
So it's just in my biggest, and I know that, probably we're going to talk about maybe something that is the challenges,
Mhm.
but
That was going to be one of my questions.
you know,
That's fine.
but it really is, to me, it's trying to combat the fear, the
Mhm.
fear of meeting, the
Mhm.
fear of this, consumer confidence to be able to actually get back to doing things. We're a social society.
Right.
We like meeting. We like to go to parties. We like to go to galas. I mean, your whole entire magazine has all of these nonprofits and all of their galas that make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for these events, that the people so generously go to and
Right.
donate and keep these organizations going.
Mhm.
We, the people like to do that. It gives them this great warm feeling when they come to those events.
Mhm.
And, that it's missing. We need to get back to doing meetings and doing these kind of things. And whether we do it in smaller groups where the groups are, you get creative, and, the ones that are at risk stay at home, and the ones that aren't really at risk come out. We've got to come up with something. I
Mhm.
mean, because I guarantee you, and I'm not trying to call out stores or anything like that, but the big box stores, there's people in there. 600 people can go into a big box store. I mean, I'm only asking for a couple of hundred people to come meet.
Right.
You know, we all go to the grocery stores. We all do that stuff. You know, it's I don't know how to get people to get that consumer confidence back. And that is my biggest challenge. We're ready. We're ready to serve. We're ready with, the hand sanitizer, the washing, the cleaning schedules, making sure all of that kind of stuff is done. But, we need people to step up and say,
Mhm.
you know what, we're going to get through this. And
Mhm.
together we can do this in a big format. And, I think that's really our biggest challenge here, because
Mhm.
I'm not, with the restaurant, you know, and we're trying that, but, we're a conference center. At the heart of
Right.
this whole thing, we're a conference center. Now we can do the curbside and we can do cater outs. Absolutely. There's nothing off the board that we can't do, but, we are a conference center. That's our
Mhm.
bread and butter, meetings. And it's just, hopefully soon people will get back to those, because I
Right.
know that, I mean, we got all this square footage, and yet, I mean, people could be further away than going through a checkout line at the store
Mhm.
and have a meeting.
Mhm.
So
You'll probably find that some are willing to and some aren't. There's just so many unknowns with the
true.
virus, and so people are not sure. I think that
I
it's
agree.
really a sense of insecurity because they don't know what the parameters are really. We're hearing new information every day. Um,
Right.
but I do want to say that I feel that you are doing everything you possibly can to provide a safe space for anyone who would like to have their meetings or their events there. I've just seen it with my own two eyes.
Thank
You've
you.
really made every effort to keep people safe and still move on. We've got to kind of get back to life. How do we do this
I think
safely?
so. I agree. And we do have to get back to life. I mean, the virus is real.
Right.
Nobody is saying anything like that.
Right.
But I do believe that the fear is almost fiction. It's completely taking over. And
People are
that's the
paralyzed
issue.
by it. People are
Huh?
paralyzed by the fear.
Yeah, they are. They simply are. And I do not, I have groups that are saying, well, let's postpone to the next month, the next
Mhm.
month. And
Mhm.
I'm thinking to myself going, and I'm not, calling them out in any way, but there's nothing going to change between July, August, September. You know, we've got to combat this and we've got to figure it out. And I think that if they do it in ways where they do a double platform, where they do a Zoom call or whatever, and have the people that want to meet, let's do it in such a way that we can use both platforms to make everybody happy. And whether it's, we do a culmination of curbside for the people that were going to stay at home or sit in their car, and then the people that want to come in. I mean, there's no rules to this. We can
Mhm.
do anything.
Mhm.
It's just we have to just decide that we're going to.
Mhm.
And everybody's struggling. Everybody is. I mean, I'm very close to this because this is it. But we have bills to pay. I mean, we
Right.
don't have any funding. We're a standalone conference center.
Do I understand that you are the only one in the state of Alabama? Is that correct?
The only one that I could find
Okay.
that is not owned by like a church
Okay.
or um, or a city or state or like university.
Okay.
But yes, other than that, we're it. So we're kind of this anomaly. You
Mhm.
know, we don't have any support in our back pocket to say, hey, let's keep you going. So our support comes from our community getting back to business.
Right.
And that's, and I applaud our clients. I do. The ones that said, you know what, there's just no way that we can do this right now. And I understand that. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and book it for next year, the annual event. I applaud it. They put it down. They said, you know what? We're going to be back. Don't you worry. You hang in there.
Mhm.
And, that's, that's the relationships that we built over the years. It's the relationships that my salespeople have built with those clients. And they want to come back. And they talk about coming back. They want to, but this fear that keeps on coming up, if I could get a 24-hour blackout of the media, not, social, and just said, hey, I bet you people would start doing stuff. I mean, look at last week. I mean, this
Mhm.
past weekend, everybody's at the beaches. They're all doing this stuff. I mean, I understand that it may or may not be good, but they're going to start living. They
Mhm.
really are.
Mhm.
And, I go to stores and I don't see them wearing masks. I mean, big box stores. And it's just like, how is it that that's okay and you're okay to go in there, that you're in droves, but yet this part of it, you want to just say, yeah, this is dangerous. We can't do that.
That's
You
food for
know,
thought. Just thinking about, this is something that, people need to think about, really put it in perspective. And also, I wanted to ask you, what can we do as clients, customers of yours, or just the public that has supported you? What can we do to help you at this time and support you?
don't give up on the way that we used to be. Let's figure out a way that we can come together in maybe a new format
Okay.
where we can kind of do a 50-50. Again, like I said, I understand that we have groups that are of the at-risk age, and I
Mhm.
would never ask them to come. That makes no sense. Absolutely. But people who are already going out to the stores and already going to the places, they can come to a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could come to have a dinner. They could do that kind of stuff. It's just get that where, you know, I guarantee you people are going to be going to weddings this summer. Guarantee you. I know they're happening. You know, so how are they doing that? How are they going there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, let's try to be creative on how we can go forward,
Okay.
not just give up on this portion of it. And, you know, and I do want to thank the people that support us, all the curbside folks. I mean, seriously, you know, that's given us a reason to come to work. I mean, it really has. I don't know what we would have done over those last couple of months. It didn't make us any money. That's not the issue here, but it gave us a purpose,
Right.
to come in and do something. And, you know, we do the meals for $36 that feed 6 to 8 people. I mean, it's more of a, you know, it's kind of, to my thought, it's a service that people are going to be, hey, I can feed. And a lot of people take that, split it in half, and
Mm-hmm.
feed another family or
Mm-hmm.
donate it or whatever. But it's just that kind of thing. It just gave us something to do,
Right.
you know, as we're trying to get through this and try to figure this out. And, you know, now we're trying to, the pub, as a cafe, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we'll see how that goes. You know, it's kind of, you know, trying to create a restaurant in the middle of, we're not really thought of being a restaurant. I understand that. But, you know, we got to do something
Right.
until we can start to get some groups back in here. And we have a couple this month that we're trying to hold on to and try to see if they'll go for it. We seem to, and we've gotten confirmation for, you know, some August groups and some July groups that
Right.
said, you know, we're going to be here. You know, we got this many, you know, so it's just getting through the next month or two is really and truly whether or not, you know, the Jackson Center is going to make it or not. And that's the reality, is that if we don't start, you know, seeing this, it's a possibility we won't, because we do have bills and we do have, you know, we do have to make money to pay.
Right. You have to survive.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that's what we have to do. And I feel at this point in time is all of us have to really band together and support each other. You know, support your local businesses.
absolutely.
You know, support the mom and pops, the local publications, the local business centers, you know, the venues that, you know, those are the ones that really do make up the economy. They really do. That's one thing that has always concerned me as small business can tend to be overlooked, but there's such a huge impact with the economy if small business doesn't survive. So we really do have to band together and help each other out and support one another. I hope that this interview will help in some way, just letting people know that you're here and that we really need to do everything we can to help you so that when things are easier, you're still here and you're able to continue doing what you love.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely. I think it's, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, I just really appreciate you taking the time and answering my questions today. And before I let you go, could you let our viewers know how they can reach you, how they can learn more about you, phone number, website, Facebook?
Yeah. You can look us up on Facebook at Jackson Center, or just the www.jacksoncenter.net is our website. And you can give us a call anytime. It's 256-327-7320. And we'd be happy to answer any of your questions, or maybe we'd love to book an event for you.
That would be great. That would be great. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today. And if you haven't had Daniel's, are they everything cookies? Is that what we call them? Everything cookies?
Yes, they are. They're Jackson Center cookies.
You are
yes,
missing
they
out.
are amazing.
I mean,
yeah.
$36 meal. Not only do you get a dinner that feeds 6 to 8 people, you get cookies. We could all use cookies
Yeah,
right now.
we did shrimp and grits yesterday, and
Oh,
we did
wow.
almost 30 orders, and then tomorrow I think we're doing we just again, we do a lot of fancy stuff. I mean, we really do when we're doing our banquets, but it seems the real hearty and home cooked meals is what we're really, our curbside is all about. It's, and I want something that you're going to be able to take home and reheat,
Right.
and it's going to taste as good as it did when we made it. And that's
Exactly.
always been a challenge, because you don't want to get something that, if you would have eaten it in the parking lot, would have been fabulous, but by the time you get home and reheat it, and it's just not that great. So it's true. I mean, it's
It is.
some of the things, we have, like I said, the sauces and stuff that we have to look at those and say, hey, that one's going to break. We can't, do that one because, I don't know how you're going to heat it up.
Gotcha.
And if it breaks, then you're going to look at it and go, ooh, I don't want to eat that. So those have been challenging. It's been fun. That's the fun part about it, is trying to figure that out.
Right. Well, thank you again, Daniel. I appreciate
Thank
it
you.
so much.